Hi everyone, welcome back to another Beyblade Burst Rise unboxing, and as I said, I'm going to be doing a few of these over the next week or so. Today we're going to be looking at Venom Devolos D5, and yeah, a chance to check him out on the front here, and we'll go over to the back where we've got our parts listing now. So up in the top left, we've got our Devolos chip. So it is a right spinning chip. And then below our layer, so it is a bounced type of layer. So in between attack, defense, and stamina. Then below that, we've got our forged disc. So this is going to be Hasbro's version of Vanguard. And then finally, we've got our performance tip, and this will be the Hypersphere version of the Bullet Driver. And then on the right, we've got a stat. So we've got 3 on our run time and 3 on our drop-in rate. So according to the scale here, it's going to be a very bounced style of bay. And that's it for the packaging. So let's get stuck into opening him up. Well, that's everything out of our packaging now, and let's kick this off with our layer as we normally do. And so here we have it, our Venom Devolos chip and layer. We'll go over the design first. So it is more of an attack, in my opinion, more of an attack type of layer because of all these sweeping up sections to it, which are going to be attempting to uppercut the bay quite a bit with those. And then we've got a lot of jutting out tooth type bits to it as well. There are some curved surfaces, so we'll do a small amount of deflecting, but it's probably going to be doing a lot more attacking than anything else. And next, because I do own it, I'm just going to grab my Takira one here, and we'll get these guys side by side and compare the colors. So the thing that Hasbro tend to do with their layers is leave out where TT have their stickers, so we're just plain in those sections, and then we don't get that metallic paint either. Well, not as metallic as what Takira go with. And they've just left out a little bit of gold on these two bits on the outer part of the layer. And then finally, just a slight design difference to this blue piece in the middle there. We're not going to get too picky about those things. We'll go over the major difference now, and that is going to be the weight system. So a piece my Takira one apart here. So weight system with this one is actually attached to the chip. So they're molded together, and then Hasbro, the chip just separates out itself, and that weight system is actually part of the molding. And as always with these Rise series of bays, there is no metal included at all with them, so the weight system just plastic. And with the TT one, yeah, it is a pretty heavy metal. Getting back together, and then we've got our teeth with TT and Hasbro have their slope design. And I'm just going to give you a chance to grab that QR code as well before we move on. So try and get him into focus as best I can. A quick moment to grab that or pause on it. Alright, okay, well that's it for the layer and chip, and let's go over to our forge disc. With that, we've got the Hasbro version of Vanguard. So I've got the Takara Tomy one here, so we can compare the two once again. So major size difference between them, and also we don't get that built-in plastic frame to it. But in saying that, Hasbro does give you the option of being able to put your own frame on it. Then design wise, it's more of a straight design with the Hasbro one. So our TT has these outer sections sloping downwards, where Hasbro they just have left them straight. So probably changing the style of that forge disc to maybe more of an attacking style, where this would have been rather defensive. But sticking a frame of it is going to give you the ability to change that style depending on the frame. And then they've filled in this little bit here where it would have been plastic with metal, so giving it a bit of extra weight, but still comparing the weight with the original one here, there's a rather large difference between the two, being the Takara Tomy one is quite a bit heavier because of everything that it does have on it. So that'll be it for my little review of that forge disc. And finally, we've got our performance tip, which is the Hypersphere version of the Bullet driver. And one last time, I've got my Takara Tomy version here for what will be a pretty unfair comparison between the two, because obviously we do not get the same gimmick that the TT one has, and I 100% wouldn't have expected it anyway. Like, why would you? Because everything previous has been a one-piece mold. So we're just looking at similarities here. So size-wise, very similar to each other. Design, we've got a lot of the same designs to it. So we've got this outer part of the performance tip, which has a flat section, and then it goes curved, and a couple of teeth, and then repeating that all the way around. So same thing on both these. And then over to our tips. So the TT one has this raised tip, which is basically used for depressing and releasing the gimmick for the driver, which is almost a miniature bay to travel around the stadium and cause interference with your opponent. But similarities are going to be this crisscross pattern that we get. So that's repeated here over on the Hypersphere one. And then our tip is a curved semi-rough surface, giving us a little bit of grip, but an alright amount of stamina with that as well, I would say. And then if we do move on to that crisscross pattern, that'll provide a little bit more grip, and with that comes a little bit more movement as well. And then another pattern similarity is this nice little sweeping design they've got going around this part of the bay, which they also have on the TT one. And then lastly, we've got this nice curve here, which will provide some life after death that we don't actually get from the Takira Tomy one. And that will be it for our performance tip. And let's piece this guy together, have a feel of how strong those slopes are, and get our stadium out for a test launch. Okay, grab our Vanguard Forge disc and that performance tip, line him up, and okay, geez, that actually went on rather easy, and it's moving pretty freely as well. I'd give that probably about average for slope strength. That's something I totally did not expect. But you can't judge a bay on its slopes alone. So I'm very interested to see how it performs against another bay. But for now, we're going to get that stadium out and finish off with our test launch. We're back with our stadium and the lights are on, and let's do this. I'm going to angle launch to try and get a bit of contact with that outer part of the performance tip to start with. So 3, 2, 1, let's rip. There we are. So decent amount of movement with that contact, as I predicted. And then we should be back onto the very tip now, providing just a slight amount of movement and what looks like a good amount of stamina. Awesome. Wow, looks nice while it's spinning as well. And that will be it from me for this unboxing. I hope I covered everything as well as I could, and I hope you liked the video. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.